I hope everyone's good today, and apologies in advance if this is a bit of a funny camera angle. Misplaced the selfie stick, so I've had to make up some kind of makeshift contraption here to film just a short video. Really, I've got some positive words of encouragement. You know, set against the backdrop of relentless negativity and, you know, doom mongering, complete, you know, just all-consuming information, mostly bad information. It's important that, set against this dark backdrop, this world of darkness, that we acknowledge the shafts of light, the chinks of light, and that it's not exclusively bad. There are things we can cling on to, and not just we're clinging on to them just out of desperation. This is tangible and real. And what I want to say is, you know, if you're somebody who is in any way, we've all got a different perception on the world. No one knows the exact truth of what's going on. Of course we don't. But if you're in some way, let's start with the word conscious. You know, if you've still got your own thoughts, if you are an individual who realises the importance of, you know, individual sovereignty, if you're able to cultivate your own unique viewpoint, and you value conversation and pursuing ideas through dialogue, you know, if you've got some connection to what's gone before, to history, to your country's history and culture and heritage, if you have a respect for the old way of life, you know, before technology completely took over, you know, for the pre-digital age, pre-internet age, someone who's got some yearning for truth and respect for individual rights, human rights, freedom of speech, natural law, then you're in the minority. You really are in the minority. And if you add but you're in an important minority. And if you add on to that as well, that if you're somebody like me who kind of rejects the corporate world, you know, who sees the very many psyops that are omnipresent in society, and you really see through the societal conditioning and brainwashing. You recognise the propaganda which is everywhere all the time. The only place you can really get away from the attack of propaganda is if you go out into the countryside and it's just you and nature. It's really the only place. But anyway, if you feel out of place in this society, that's a healthy response. You know, you are more spiritually and psychologically healthy than the majority are, even though most people, you know, they are bewildered. As far as I see, my own unique viewpoint, bewildered, confused, in fear. So that at some level, there's an awareness that things aren't right. I mean, there really is a growing awareness, but I'm not sure that most people understand why that is, and how it's their responsibility as an individual to try to change that, you know, and to be the one who's going to forge a path forward. But so a lot of conversation, when it does take place, and even I'm finding even getting people to speak sometimes is difficult now. It's become normalized to just ignore people, you know. I get ignored, but it's okay. I understand why it is, and you know, there's maybe people who don't like what I have to say. It's fine, but this is for the people who understand what it is I'm saying here. A lot of what we have to contend with in the world now is so superficial and shallow. It's unbelievable. Conversations, by and large, with so many people don't go beyond, you know, the work, job, work. What did you watch on Netflix last night? Holidays, the weather, the football. I think that kind of sums it up, really. Again, I'm not judging, I'm not casting aspersions or anything like that. I'm just saying it is what it is. That's how I see it. So that's for someone who's, if you're someone like me who does really value talking about things that are real and discussing subjects, topics with something approaching some level of depth. If you're able to entertain more than one idea in your head at the same time, if you're someone who doesn't get triggered at an opinion that doesn't correlate exactly with your opinion. If you're open to learning, if you find people interesting, if you're willing to talk to people that you disagree with, if you're one of those people, then this isn't really the society for us, is it? We're so out of place, it's unbelievable. And I do count a lot of people who say that they're awake in this as well. Again, just my own individual perspective. I find that a lot of what's said in the alternative scene is regurgitated crap. Is just the same thing over and over again. It's hysterical. Is laden with doom, and you know, I've done a couple of recent videos on this. There's characters who are quite prominent, who a lot of people hang on to their every word, and there's just really not enough individual input in terms of, I would say, creativity and being a voice, their own voice, really. So, if you understand what it is I'm talking about here, and you've got that passion for, you're holding a candle for what's true. If you are taking on that sense of that deep responsibility yourself, if you are striking out on your own and really, you might be feeling a bit isolated and lonely in a world that doesn't want to hear your voice, that doesn't hear what you want to say. You're struggling to relate to people, you're struggling to connect to people, or hopefully you've all got, whoever's watching this, at least some people in your life that you can connect to. Thank God I do. Not loads, but have enough. Those cherished people, those treasured people who are on the same wavelength. Well, I just want to say that if you understand what I'm talking about here, you're existing in a society that really doesn't want to hear what you've got to say. Kudos to you. We are important. We're the only people who are gonna, we're the ones of us who are willing to put ourselves out there to be contended with, to not be censored and shut down. We're the ones who are going to show the way forward in this world, in our unique, individual, courageous ways. It's the only way. There's no other way, really, for us to get out of this mess as a society. And if we are going to do that, and one day I can do a video and say things have fundamentally changed, it will be because enough individuals have taken that decision themselves to take responsibility. And it's a hard thing to do. It really is a difficult thing to do. You know, you need to have a trust in something greater that's guiding you, in my opinion. And just a yearning, really, and a longing, and a determination, a bloody determination to know, I will not stop, I will not be defeated, I will be heard, you know, I will make a difference. At the end of the day, that is my responsibility, it's your responsibility to do that. So if you are very disenchanted, frustrated, angered, just at a loss, really, lonely, isolated, disconnected from a world that really doesn't value the things I've talked about, by and large, then stick in there, keep doing what you're doing, realise you really are in the top echelon of people in terms of importance. There's still a lot of people stuck in that old mindset, you know, climbing the corporate ladder, you know, obsession over their pension for when they retire, you know, consuming, you know, like their lives depend on it, not stopping for a moment, you know, not stopping and considering where they're heading, where this world is heading, what their children's lives are going to look like. I see it every single day. So ultimately not very useful people, you know. And again, I'm not going to feel awkward when I say that. I'm not being nasty. I'm trying not to be judgmental. I'm just saying that so far into this now, so far into this after the curtain was drawn, so we could see the bloodthirsty pantomime that they had put on for us in March 2020. So far into this now, and still so many with their heads down like that. So for that, sorry about the dog, I'll end this video now. For that small minority, hopefully growing minority, that are watching content like mine, that are also creating and offering something to the world, whether it be through their voice, through refusing to be completely muted, or whether it's through creating something to offer value to a world desperately in need, to inject some beauty and vitality into it, then we need you. If you're that person, just keep doing it. Keep doing it. In the end, the world will pay attention to us. It will. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm going to have to end the video because the dog's barking now. So, hope this helped. I really do. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm going to do a video soon on the marks of intelligence, what characterises intelligent people. So that's something for you. Okay, right, I'm going to go. I'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye.